baking soda on my desk. Just take some baking soda and put it on your desk and play with it. When was the last time you played with some powder? Okay. See, when I was a kid, I used to put powders and dusts and lots of assorted granules on a bench, on a table, on a desk, and I would play with them. You know, a lot of kids were about the Play-Doh back then. You know, they would take the Play-Doh, and it could be lots of colors. They might like the orange Play-Doh. They might like that red Play-Doh. Some were even into that purple Play-Doh, okay? And listen, I will admit, I think Play-Doh smelled pretty good. But let me tell you something else. You think the purple Play-Doh tastes good? Let me tell you something. It might smell good, but it doesn't taste good, okay? It doesn't taste good at all. But you know what does taste good? You know what does taste good? Baking powder. Baking powder. Now, does it taste good by itself? Now, you got me there. It doesn't taste good by itself. But you mix it with some other shit, and you've got a batch of cookies. I've got some moisturizing liquid, moisturizing lotion next to my desk. And here's what I really want to talk about today. You know, I got this moisturizing liquid, and it says that it's odorless. And I say, oh, pop Polly and kick collie. I'm quite excited for this. Because goddamn, if I have not been struggling to find, I just realized I turned the wrong thing down. I have been trying to find odorless moisturizer. I do not want to smell like cocoa butter and vanilla. I am not trying to smell like Halloween candy when I walk out into the world. Now, don't get me wrong. We all love Halloween candy, but I don't want to smell like a princess's birthday party when I roll out onto the town. And I finally found it. And boy howdy, when I opened it, it smelled like fucking Vaseline. It smelled like the kind of ointment that they rub on you at the doctor's office before they take your blood and your piss. They lied to me. This wasn't odorless. It was odorful. It was odorful. And that's really the topic of tonight. Lying. Have you ever been lied to? Has someone ever told you something and it turned out that it wasn't true? That's what happened to me today. Fucking Sarah V. More like Sarah. Don't buy their products. That's what I'm telling you. You know, I knew I threw up a storm a few minutes ago when I said that no one likes the smell of Play-Doh. But I was lying too. You see, I tricked you, and I deceived you into thinking that I didn't. Where's the chat box? I swear to Shadow Jesus. This should be showing up on the screen. Oh, I see what's happening here. Actually, no, I don't. Why isn't it showing up? Silly goofy goobers. I should be seeing lots of words popping up on the screen. I can see Quantum. Quantum out in the chat doing quantum physics on the daily with his big brain, calculating the odds that I'm going to lie to him again, which is very high. It's very high. Just dropping by for a bit to say hi. Well, the only thing that's dropping is my viewer count if I can't get the fucking chat box to work again. But good morning, Leah Rosedew. Back in the chat again. I'm sitting in a hotel room in Nevada thinking, what the fuck am I doing here, okay? What am I doing in Nevada? What state am I in? Am I lying to you again? Now, these are questions that we'll all answer tonight. What's a time that you've been lied to in your life? And if you were lied to, how did you know? Where is the proof? Let me tell you. The proof is in the pudding. And that's what the real topic is tonight. Pudding. God damn, has it been 4 years since I've had any pudding? Holy shit. Bread pudding is fucking disgusting. Bread pudding is a lie sold to you by Great Britain as a way to get rid of all of that stale bread that they bought from France because they thought that they could carry it over on a ship. But turns out bread doesn't last that long. No, 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 no. Oh, great heavens. Where is my goddamn chat box? That's it. I'm adding another one. You know, we had that old one for so long. It's really gonna suck to have to add a new one. But I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best. You guys swap in the old with the new. You know what I'm saying? Hide the chat? What the fuck? Yes, I want to always show the messages. What in Jesus Christmas? There we go. You think you'll trick me once? You sure will. You think you'll trick me twice? You might. You think you'll trick me 3 times? Okay. Well, you just might. But you're never going to trick Mr. John Keating 4 times. No, you won't. Quantum, I know you were sitting there doing your goddamn science algebra homework. Tell me how that's been going. Tell me how you've been doing. Did you solve physics? Come on. It's been like, what? 2 months? You gotta have that shit on lockdown, my friend. You gotta show us what it's all about. I saw a video on YouTube where a guy took 2 big metal balls and he crashed them together onto a piece of paper and the paper lit on fire. Isn't that stupendous? And speaking of fire, I've been chopping up a lot of firewood because it's time to light fires. Taking an axe and chopping firewood, you know, it's an activity. And what do I always say about activities? There's something that you can do, okay? Listen to me. The proof is in the pudding. 40 proof? 40 proof. I'm a physics tutor, and I work in a quantum optics lab with terawatt titanium sapphire diode lasers. Now see, what I heard there is I'm doing a bunch of cool shit and then I'm teaching people algebra on the side as a little side job. I mean, what the fuck is a terawatt titanium sapphire diode laser? That sounds like some shit that a Pokemon villain would use to kill everybody, okay? Okay? You hear me here? But it's only to be expected. I mean, what else would you be doing? I don't know. You could be doing a lot of things. I mean, what sort of things are you shooting with these lasers? I've been around lasers all my life. I've had lasers in my eyes, lasers in my stomach. I've even had lasers coming out of my cock. But a sapphire laser? Now, what is the benefit of shooting a sapphire laser? Or what is the benefit of having sapphire diodes? Titanium sapphire. What physics are you trying to prove? And how much does that cost? That's got to cost you a pretty penny, okay? That's got to cost you $75 at least. Because, you know, they won't tell you. It costs a lot of money to do science, but nobody tells you that. You think you're just gonna go into the kitchen, fucking cook a meal, 20 bucks? You think it's gonna be good? No. Inflation's too high. If it costs 20 bucks to make a pot of fried rice, how much do you think it's gonna cost to use a titanium sapphire diode terawatt gigawatt fucking whatever laser he was talking about? How much do you think that costs? That's gotta cost at least $80. That's what I'm saying. You know, you're sitting there doing your X's and your Y's and your Z's and you just putting the fucking alphabet into math, and then quantum physics comes along and says, hey, how about we add fucking lines into our math? How about we just add stuff that doesn't exist? We're just going to make it up as we go along. We work with we're going to try that again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We work with femtoseconds pulses and measure the interference of beams. So it's 10 to the 15th power pulses per second. It's quite fast. Yes, it's at least $80. It's got to be at least $80 is what I'm thinking. It's at least $80. Now, I don't know if it's more than that. Listen, I don't know how much these things cost. Listen, you can go to the Micro Center. You can get a PC for $2,000. You can get a PC for $1,800. And you know, these PCs that they're making these days, let me tell you, they look like fucking Disneyland. They got all these rainbow lights and fucking water slides and pinwheels and shit. It looks like a goddamn Willy Wonka machine. And you know what I always say? My Willy has been in her chocolate factory so much, they call me Mr. Wonka. But that's neither here nor there, okay? It's been a lot of late nights studying, a lot of late nights practicing, and a lot of late nights making money, and then spending it all over again. I mean, and here's what he says. He says, I mean, it's a lot closer to being $80 than $1 billion, so you aren't far off. Well, what can I say? If they ever say one thing about me, it's that I'm always good with money, and I'm always good at guessing the prices of things. I was actually banned from The Price is Right, not for being too good at the game. I slept with his wife. But that's neither here nor there. I've got this baking soda again on my desk, and boy, listen, I don't like snorting baking soda, but, you know, I do like playing with it. Where are these little hearts coming from? I keep seeing little hearts fly up in the chat. What are these? Where are these coming from? Stop it. Who's doing that? Oh, I see. I didn't know they added this to YouTube. I thought they only did that stuff on Instagram. I remember years ago when I used to do Instagram live streams. Boy, what a dark period in my life that was. Imagine going live on fucking Instagram. Holy shit. Party streamers. Now this is getting ridiculous. Who's typing the hard 100? Who's doing this? Let me tell you. And you could type in little emojis and they would just fly up on screen. Oh boy, you better believe I remember that. You better believe it. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, I haven't bought Play-Doh in years. I don't know if the smell, the taste, the texture, the quality is up to the standard that it was back in the early 2000s. A lot of products, you see them and you say, well, you know, these just weren't as good as when I was a kid. And I try to be as objective as possible, you know? I take a look at these things and I say to myself, okay, am I just looking at this with rose-colored glasses, with a nostalgic view? Or am I objectively rating the quality of this product for how well it's aged over time compared to things that come out today, you know? And Play-Doh has never really had any competitors, you know? I mean, you got Legos. Who's the big Legos competitor these days? I mean, you got Hasbro. But what's the block? The Connects? Who the Connects? Ugh, Connects? Mega Blocks? Ugh. If you had Mega Blocks as a kid, that was about the same as being in crippling debt as an adult. And I should know a thing or two about being in crippling debt. I owe people money. Not the bank, mind you. No. I remembered I owed someone $20. I don't think I've given them that $20. It was years ago, back when I was just a little kid. And you know what was funny? I moved away before I could pay them back. And that was before I had a Facebook account, a phone, any way to contact someone. Goodness gracious. It looks like I dodged a bullet there, but I hope they weren't counting interest all of these years. Otherwise, I am going to be absolutely ear-fucked. Have you ever been ear-fucked? Let me tell you a little time I've been ear-fucked before. One time, it was about, I would say it was about 5 months ago. 5 months, you know? And I woke up in the middle of the night. And boy, it was just the most blistering pain, the most blistering sound. It was like two guys were going to town with jackhammers on the side of your head, but there wasn't any big booming or reverberating, so it wasn't loud, it was just close. I woke up, and boy, let me tell you, I have sensitive ears. I will tell you this, you know. Not many people are going to tell you this. But let me tell you, there was a beetle in my ear, and it was just small enough that it crawled all the way back into my ear canal. I think that's the only time I've ever woken up screaming. I was yelling something fierce that morning. Oh boy. And it took a couple proper minutes to get that boy out. And so this is why I am declaring war on bugs, ladies and gentlemen. You might ask, where have you been for the last 5 months? Where have you been? Now, I haven't been gone for 5 months, so keep count, you stupid bitch, but I've been killing bugs, you know? Quantum says, you once lended me money for rent. Listen, you don't have to mention it. I know you do the same for me. And we all get in tough spots, you know? I appreciate you being here. If anything, you've already paid me back more, because now you're in fucking Quantum University at the University of Maryland shooting sapphire lasers at people, fucking blowing their heads up. Listen, you've worked much harder than anyone I've met at your academic studies. You had a long shot goal. You were on a path. It wasn't a standard path. It wasn't the path of your peers, but I think it was the path that was meant for you, my friend, you know? And you're much better off for it now, because now you're doing cool-ass physics in a cool-ass university, in a cool-ass lab, with cool-ass lasers. Let me tell you, that's cool as fuck. So I'm always here for you, buddy, and I know you do the same for me. God damn. It's been so long since I've done a proper stream. I didn't have any plans to play games, I just wanted to tell you the stories. Now, I'm not going to tell you the story of the time that I peed in a trash can. No, that's a story for another day. Am I going to tell you the story about the time I saw 2 pregnant ladies get into a knife fight at a bar? No, I'm not going to tell you that one either. And now you might be saying to yourself, now, Mr. Keating, wouldn't that be a really good story to tell on stream? Wouldn't it be really good to tell the time you saw 2 pregnant ladies having a knife fight? Because if you ask me the question, Mr. Keating, how many times have you seen a pregnant lady threaten someone else with a knife? And I would say to you, if I had a nickel for every time I saw a pregnant lady fighting someone with a knife, I'd have 2 nickels. And you know what 2 nickels could buy you? Jack fucking shit in this economy. Holy guacamole. I can't buy anything. So no, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but it did end up with me breaking a ring toss. The second time I've broken a ring toss. The first time was at a Hooters, but that's neither here nor there. That was when I was 5 years old. I broke a ring toss at a Hooters game. One of those ones where it swings across the wall and lands on a little hook about 20 feet away. It probably wasn't 20 feet away, it just looked like 20 feet because I was a little fucking munchkin 5-year-old and I was too shy to look at the waitresses. Now you might be asking, why were you at Hooters? I've already told this story, and if you were a real fan, you'd know exactly why I was at Hooters, so that's neither here nor there, okay? But the real story is, why the fuck is the chat box not on my screen still? This is getting ridiculous. I have told this chat box 1,000,000 times, get on my screen. Silly chat box. What is it doing? I gained a few errant subscribers, even while I wasn't making videos, and isn't that fun? But what's really fun to me is, while I've been working, you know, I haven't had as much time to make the things that I really like. But now that work is a little bit slower, in these fall and soon-to-be winter months, I'll get to make all of the things that I really wanted to. And won't that be a stupendous surprise? Let me tell you. You know, I don't think I've ever been given a bag of potato chips. I've had to work and fight tooth and nail for every bag of chips, you know, that I've ever eaten. Fuck all of you. I'm gonna remember you fake ass haters not giving me your chips. But you know, one thing I will remember is the time that someone gave me a bag of pistachios and I was sitting on a tire on a tractor in the middle of a field and they gave me some nuts Now that's scrumptious. God. I keep watching the Commanders play every single week. It's a fun little tradition. I call it my grandma. We sit down together. We watch the Commanders game. But goddamn if they don't make some of the most putrid choices imaginable. I wish I could sit down and watch a game and just relax and watch them curb stomp a team. But we're basically the equivalent of the Bad News Bears every single week. Holy God. I wish Airbud would come onto our team. He would probably be a better offensive line than what we've got working now. Jesus Christmas. And you know, speaking of Christmas, what do you all want for Christmas? This year, there's lots of gifts that you could get if you were a good boy, and if you were a good girl, you could get some gifts too. But who knows what kind of gifts you're going to get this year? You know, you didn't tell me. I certainly didn't tell you. What kind of gifts do you want? You know, I have a lot of friends who are just the most indecisive people I've ever met. And I ask them, what do you want for Christmas? And they say, I don't know. I don't know what I want. Yes, you do. You know what you want. You just don't want to tell me. And I don't know why you don't want to tell me. It could be a lot of reasons. Maybe it's you don't want me to get you the gift. You're hoping your lady friend gets you this gift. You're hoping that your big boyfriend gets you this gift that you're looking for. Maybe it's you want me to intuit what you want because the gift would be more meaningful if it came from me and you didn't have to tell me explicitly what you wanted. You know, it's a pretty understandable reason. I get it. But goddamn, can't I just have one person in my life directly tell me, hey, I want an Optimus Prime doll for Christmas. Now, I've never been asked for an Optimus Prime doll. I don't think anyone has ever asked me for an Optimus Prime doll. But you know the thing about Transformers is they're in disguise. And the first time I ever watched Transformers was on the same day as the first time that I went to Hooters. A lot of things happened that day. That was a weird day. But you know, it wasn't as weird as the day that I went down to the Metro and I got robbed, you know? But he didn't take anything. You ever had someone mug you and then they forget that they were mugging you? That's a classic Metro moment. You ever been stuck up for something and then they were so high that they forgot they were sticking you up? No, that's quite fortuitous, isn't it? And you know, you give money to people from time to time. I've had people come up to me with strollers and plastic bags and cookies and stuff. And they've said, hey pal, hey buddy, hey friend, can you spare me a cent? Can you spare me some change? And if I got something, I usually pass it along, you know? Because it don't matter what they want to do. Usually, sometimes people, they just need a little helping hand. You know? I can understand that. Because one time I almost got trapped in Navy Yard late at night because I forgot my money. Or I dropped it in the ballpark. I was coming home from the ballpark. And you know, you usually take the Metro home on Navy Yard. They keep it open late at night if there's Nationals games that go till late night. And boy, Prink Pooty Princess, let me tell you, I forgot everything. And I almost got stuck. And if I hadn't found a couple quarters on the ground, boy howdy, I would have been more fucked than a plum on Thanksgiving. Now you might be asking yourself, do you fuck plums on Thanksgiving? No, darling. I fuck pumpkins. Have you ever looked at a pumpkin and you just thought to yourself, God damn, that is the most exquisite looking gourd I have seen in my life. It's so smooth, so round. And then you wonder to yourself, you know, but it's hard on the outside. I bet it doesn't feel soft and mushy on the inside. Boy howdy, good pal, good sir, dandy danderino. Let me tell you something. My mother used to tell me something every year when we were carving pumpkins. She would say, stop getting that orange goop all over the floor. And I think what she really meant by that was, you know, a lot of people are like pumpkins. They have this hard, callous shell on the outside that can withstand any storm, weather, any punishment. You ever tried to punch a pumpkin? It's not going to go well for your hand. You've got to be one tough cookie to punch a pumpkin. But then when you open the pumpkin up, what do you find? Why, it's soft and gooey and sweet and a little nutty on the inside. So a lot of people are like pumpkins, you know? And so when you see a pumpkin, what do? If you want to get to that soft, gooey, creamy inside, what do you do to a pumpkin? You carve it, okay? And sometimes you need to carve someone out a little bit, you know? Put a funny face on them. Do some cool art. Get a knife. Well, you can get to anyone's gooey inside if you just got a knife, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what my mom used to teach me all the time. You know, just get a knife. Just get a knife, you know? That's what they would tell me, you know? And that reminds me of the time, you know, one day I was walking home. I was talking to myself, walking home. You know, usually you just walk home and you walk home, you know what I'm saying? And when I was walking home, I was walking home. But then a car pulls up behind me, and there's 4 girls in this car. And I know them. Oh, these are girls that I know from school, I tell you what. And these girls pull up and they roll down their window. That's not how a window rolling down sounds. But they pulled up, you know? And they said, "Hey, is that a twink?" And you know, that was the first time I ever considered suicide. Not if I had suicidal thoughts. You know, that was the first time I ever you know, killing myself, you know, that might just be a really good option. You know? I think I'd rather you call me something derogatory than call me a twink. But that was many years ago, okay? That was many years ago. And you know, speaking of twinks, they're making a new movie. An all-new movie about the Legend of Zelda. Whoa, it's Sparky. Hero Sparky. Hello, Mr. Keating. Sir, Hero Sparky, what are you doing here? This late at night? At this hour? On this type of day? With this type of weather? In this state? With this jurisdiction? I'm glad you could make it, my friend. And you know, we were talking about twinks and killing ourselves, but then the new Zelda movie was announced. They're making a live-action Zelda movie. Great googly moogly. Am I going to be in this movie? A lot of you are asking. Are you coming in? Are you going to be in the new Zelda movie? And the answer is, they haven't called me, you know? Now, if those girls who called me a twink in the car, if they were directing this movie, you know, then maybe they'd think of me. But I don't think it's going to happen, you know? I've just grown up too much for my own good. Now, who are they going to cast as the titular character Zelda, you know? And I don't know these questions. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the movie. But I'll tell you this, I'm going to send them my tape. It's just going to be a 20-minute tape. The first 5 minutes are going to be me chopping logs outside in a green tunic with no pants on. And then the second 25 minutes is going to be me screaming various things after I've had about 2 glasses of whiskey. And by glasses, I don't mean shot glasses. I mean like those big tall glasses that you get at bars when you order an iced tea and they give you that nice tall glass. Sometimes it's got that little red plastic, you know what I'm saying? You ever go to like the Silver Diner or something? And they give you drinks in them large, sort of not so see-through glasses. And they're either red or they're blue. Boy howdy. You know, 90% of the time that I'm at Silver Diner, I'm dehydrated. Now, why is this? Could be a lot of reasons, you know? But I have so many good hydration experiences at that place. Giving me those big red cups. Those big blue cups. Sipping down that nice cider. You know, I didn't even go to the farm this year. I always go to the farm and I get apples. Now, it isn't too late, but you're supposed to go in October. I think, actually, until December starts, it's still technically the season. So I can go down, I can go to the farm, I can pick out some apples, get some donuts, get some pie, and most importantly, get some cider. Oh boy. And that really brings us back around to the first topic, lying. I didn't lie to you. I haven't been to the cider. Who's calling me and I'm not picking up? I'm not picking up right now. Sparky says, enjoying your stories. Stories. It's because he misspelled stories the first time, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Sparky, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself this evening. I hope you're curled up in bed, leaning back with your feet up, but you can't really have your feet up and be curled up at the same time. It's not very comfortable. Pick one or pick the other, you know? Sometimes I'm in a mood to just stretch all the way out, put my feet up on something, and sometimes I'm in the mood to curl up into a little ball and get under the covers like a little house cat. You know, I kind of oscillate back and forth. Sometimes you gotta spread out, sometimes you gotta suck in. That's what I always used to tell people, you know? You either spread out or you suck in. And a lot of people won't tell you this, you know? They'll just say, suck it up. But did they ever tell you to suck it in? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna take a sip. You know, I haven't been to a real hotel in over a year. The last time I was in a hotel, it was in Philadelphia. And boy, what a nice room it was. The people who owned the hotel, they were the Keatings too. Not my branch of the Keatings, of course, but they were just a different group of Keatings. And couldn't you imagine it? They didn't even notice that the idea I showed them had expired several months ago, because I talked to them about how I was a Keating. Boobly woobly. Boobly woobly. And you know, if that man had noticed on that day that my ID was expired, we would have been more fucked than an oyster on Christmas. Now you might be asking to yourself, you just made that analogy earlier with pumpkins and Thanksgiving. Or plums, was it? I can't remember. Why are you making it again with clams on Christmas? Nobody eats clams on Christmas. And you're right. People don't eat clams on Christmas. But that just loops back around to the theme that I was talking about at the beginning of this stream. Lying. I just lied to you. I don't eat clams on Christmas. I eat them on the 4th of July. Okay, now clams in the summer, that ain't a bummer. But clams in the winter, I'm gonna get a splinter. Mr. Keating, do you believe in ghosts? I certainly believe in the possibility that there could be spectral spirits beyond our understanding, ethereal images on a different plane from our own. Have I ever seen a ghost? I don't think I have. I've seen some weird things, I tell you that much. And I do believe that spirits can be disembodied from a physical host. In fact, I think that's what happens sometimes before you're born. Sometimes your spirit exists before you're born, and sometimes it exists after you die. When people talk about ghosts, they usually talk about once you're dead, you're a ghost, you're being haunted. But I also believe that ghosts can exist before you're born, too. The spirit of someone yet to be born can exist. Does that come from a past life? Does that come from some latent energy? No, I don't know. Mr. Keating, do you believe in the French? I do, and I didn't used to, but then I had a French fry, and I said, you tell me a French fried this? Impossible. But I have a friend who's now a teacher in France, and funny enough, I haven't heard from them in several months, so it makes me wonder if France is really real in the first place, or if it's just you get on a boat and then you cross over into some ethereal fog, and then you black out, or white out, for 4 months, and you come back and tell everyone how fancy it was, and how romantic it was, and how good the bread was, or something. Because ask yourself this, have you ever actually seen the Eiffel Tower? Oh, sure, you've seen pictures of it, but have you ever actually seen the Eiffel Tower? No, I don't think you did. Now, maybe you've been to Germany. Okay? A lot of people have been to Germany. I haven't been to Germany. I did go to Mexico. We had to rent a car. Only one run-in with any of the guards. But it ended up working out for us, you know? That was the first meteor shower I ever saw was in Mexico. Boy, you wouldn't believe how much less light pollution there is in certain parts of Mexico. It is beautiful. Maybe that's just because I've lived in the mid-Atlantic all my life, where you don't have to drive more than 20 minutes to find a casino or a seafood restaurant. But, you know, it's like I always say, if someone says they're from France, they're not. What are they going to do? Speak French? Listen, some of you have seen Les Miserables. It's about the French Revolution, okay? But if they really revolved, why haven't they spun around, huh? You know? Where are they now? Where did that revolution go? They don't tell you that in school, do they? They don't tell you where the French actually are. They don't tell you what the French actually want. And you know, I've met a few people who said that they were from France, and I believed a few of them. I really believed that a few of them truly believed that they were from France. And you know, this just loops back around to the topic of today's stream. Lying. Have you ever met someone who just lied to you? Because that's what French people do, they lie to you. Most romantic city on earth. Eat my ass. Have you ever met a French person? They are the least romantic people I have ever met in my life. They are rude, cranky, judgmental, picky. They complain about everything. They argue about everything. They smell bad. I'm a Francophobe. I mean the opposite of that. I don't know how words work, because I'm a ghost too. My uncle took one of them DNA tests. It said he was part African. That's it. Yeah, there was nothing else. There was nothing else. There's nothing else. This still doesn't smell good. I mean, it smells like too... I guess you have to rub it in a little bit. Oh well. I digress. I think I have to clean up this baking soda. It's been there for a few days and it just doesn't look good anymore, you know? Sometimes you just gotta get rid of things. Sometimes you gotta move on. Felix Delorme. Oh no, are you French? Oh God. Please tell me you're not French. Listen, if you're French, it's not too late to reform yourself, okay? You can do better in your next life, and in this one too, okay? Just tell people that you're, you know what? I know I rag on the British a lot, but just say you're British, okay? That just means, listen, there really isn't that much distinction between British people and American people these days. British people are just Americans that most okay, let's just call it 60% of British people are just Americans that talk funny, okay? Let's just be honest. If you're from a little village, let me tell you this. If your house is built of rock, then you're a true Brit. I'll respect you. I may not like you, but I can respect you. If you live in a house built out of anything other than wood and rock and cobblestone and old-fashioned cement, you're not a real British person, okay? You're just an American that talks funny for no reason, okay? Listen, it's not your fault that you sound like Peppa Pig. You could stop doing that at any time. It's your choice. And it's your choice. And you know, I love Peppa Pig as much as the next guy. But that bitch has to die. She's been getting on my nerves. Ever since last year, I purchased the Peppa Pig video game for the Xbox One. And let me tell you, What a buggy experience. Whoever programmed that game had no sense of what they were doing. I was so viscerally disgusted and disappointed in my experience. I played Peppa Pig for about 30 hours. I consider myself to be one of the utmost and foremost experts on the Peppa Pig video game scene. I just had to drop it because I was disgusted at how little respect the developers had. You know? And then I play a game, Kung Fu Panda, you know? And this is just, and you know, don't tell anybody about this, because I'm going to tell you guys a secret, okay? So those of you who are new here, because I see a few of you, I see you, okay? I see you out there, and some of you don't know this, but some of you do. I'm the world record holder in Kung Fu Panda for the Wii speedrun. Or at least I was, until some shit knocker from fucking Switzerland or whatever, or Norway, I forget what country he's from. He came in and ass-clapped my record 5 times and then just left. I tried for several weeks to practice and beat his time, and I almost did a couple times. And then right when I'd be on the precipice of breaking through to a new PB, he would upload a new time the next day that would absolutely fucking gorilla drill me, okay? Do you know how much it hurts to be gorilla drilled 5 days a week? Boy howdy, let me tell you. It's like sitting on a pine tree. And he thinks he's had his way with me. He thinks he's proven that he's the best Kung Fu Panda player in the world. And let me tell you, you know, he might be. But I've been practicing. I've been studying. Oh, I'm a silent student. I'm not like one of those SoundCloud rappers who posts on their story and they say, I'm moving in silence. I really do move in silence, even though I'm not moving in silence anymore because I'm telling you all. But you know, no one's going to tell you, and no one's going to tell you this. No one's going to tell you this. But sometimes you just got to tell it. You got to tell a small group of people, and then they got to keep that secret for you. And if you've got a small group of people, they keep that secret for you. They keep it alive. Let me tell you, you only need 3 people. You could take over the world with 3 people. Okay. Just like I took over the Kung Fu Panda speedrunning scene with just 2 people. Okay. You just need 3. I just needed 1 more person. So that's you. Okay. You there sitting at home, curled up in bed, sitting at your desk with your headphones in. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know your life. Maybe you're eating dessert. Maybe you're eating dinner. Okay. Listen, are you eating a burger? Are you making food right now? Just be honest with me. Are you sitting at your desk? You drinking something hot, something cold? Listen, no one's going to tell you this. But I trust you, okay? And you know this. I trust you. I trust you with this secret. You got to keep it a secret, though, okay? I don't want to see you commenting on other people's videos. Hey, guys, Mr. Keating, he's practicing to get the world record in Kung Fu Panda 80%, because the second that even a little willow whisper peeps up about this, that dude is going to come back and he is going to eat my ass like a fucking buttercream biscuit, okay? And I don't want that. And maybe you don't want that. And maybe you do want that. Maybe you're a little sick freak, okay? I'm not judging. I'm judging a little, okay? But just promise we'll keep it under wraps until I decide to show it to the world, okay? I'm working on it now. I can't get that goddamn triple jump down. I can't get that goddamn wall clip down. That shit is so hard. I spent like 2 weeks practicing the first clips and then they found a new one and this guy mastered it in like 2 days. So that's my bad, okay? Listen. Just keep it a secret, okay? I trust you, okay? Alright. That's enough for tonight. You all have been so wonderful. I saw so many of you coming out, saying hi. And you know I appreciate you. I promised, and listen, people make promises. Let me make this promise to you. I promise to you I'm going to do another stream tomorrow. And tomorrow this chat box is going to be working. We're going to be doing streams every single day this week. So you can always come in. And it'll be late at night too. So you don't got to worry about, oh, I've got a job, I've got this, I've got that, I got my girlfriend, I got my, whatever you spend your time doing. Listen, you just come in at the end of the day and you let Papa John lull you to sleep. I'll help you wind down. We can talk about the day. We can talk about everything that happened. Or you can just listen, okay? And I can just listen to you. It's all good. Okay? No one's going to tell you. I'm going to tell you this, okay? I promise you I'll be there, okay? I'll set a schedule. You can look at it, and that chat box is going to be firing off like the French Revolution, okay? You don't gotta worry, there's no ghost under your bed tonight. Papa John already dealt with them. Okay. Whether you're tuning in live, whether you come back later, thank you. Good night, everybody. You better believe it will, Sparky. And I'll see you later.